To assist in standardizing our morning schedules from event to event, we are making consistent morning schedules. And I'm just going to do a bit of a rundown of what the mornings of our upcoming events are going to be like for the 2024 season. And also specifically going to be talking about the order of parade up to the assembly of the battalion. So we are going to standardize that at 8:30 a.m. We're going to have unit commanders meetings. Locations are to be determined, but these are the meetings where all unit commanders are gavel with the battalion as site leads as well. At 9 a.m., senior NCOs will have their briefing with me outside the adjutant's tent. For NCOs who've been in their role for a while, this would be quite familiar, but we are going to standardize that time to be 9 a.m. every morning. Then at 9:15, individual units could deliver their morning orders to their memberships. Now, not every unit does this, but we strongly encourage units to do this. So 9:15 morning orders at a unit level. Then we'll have a bit of a break as people get ready. And at 9:45, we will have the dressing bugle. So the dressing bugle, or preparative to parade, is to sound 15 minutes before the time stated for companies to assemble for the battalion parade. It is expected that every individual who has not already done so to prepare themselves for the battalion parade will do so at this time. So when you hear the dressing bugle, this is your last chance to get ready to form in with your company and thus the rest of the battalion. Drummer's call will sound 5 minutes after the dressing bugle. The drum major, bandsmen, and drummers will fall in for inspection by the adjutant on the battalion parade. At the same time, companies will form on their private parades or company streets. The sergeants or corporals commanding are to number off their companies by files from right to left, following which they will open the ranks to inspection distance and, if applicable, will receive their commanding officers. The officers then proceed with the inspection of their companies. Following inspection, company officers should relay any relevant information regarding the pending parade, inspection, or exercise to their companies. So if you haven't had a chance to pass on any information during the morning orders, this is a good opportunity to do it. Last opportunity to do it before the battalion assembles. But again, number your files, practice opening and closing order at the company level at least. Form 4s. Most importantly of all, make sure everyone's muskets are inspected properly. Make sure people have the flash guards, the hammer stalls. Make sure that if they are bombed up, that cartridges are securely placed in the cartridge pouches and the pouches are closed. This is your chance to do all these kind of inspections to ensure the safety of your men before your company falls in with the rest of the battalion. And furthermore, a company is to never be permitted to stand idle upon their private parades. The commanding officer must turn any space of time to their advantage by teaching them to dress, face, etc., etc. So if you find that you're on your battalion parade for quite some time, which hopefully wouldn't be the case, but let's say you have some time to kill, use it to do some drill. This might be the first opportunity, especially in the morning, Saturday morning, the first opportunity to get your fellas all together and do a little bit of drill at the start of the weekend. So utilize this time to get all the cobwebs out. It's shortly after that, the all-NCO or all non-commissioned officers call will sound. It is at this time that the covers, left markers of each company or section, depending on the size, will move out with trailed arms in double time to the battalion parade, give the number of their files to the sergeant major, who will then order the covers to take up their distance and mark the company's ground on the battalion parade. Once completed, the sergeant major will receive the adjutant and then retire by the head to the reverse flank of the column. At the appointed time, the troop will sound. Officers will march their companies from their private parades to the battalion parade. give the number of their files. Oh, sorry, skipped ahead there. Moving their companies by file, left flank leading, on to their covers, left markers, with carried arms. Once halted, the officers will dress their companies to their covers, following which the men can be told to order their arms, stand at ease, etc. The battalion will always parade in open column of companies by the left, every company at their proper wheeling distance, the ranks in close order, and dressing in line with the covers or left markers. The drums will be formed at a 90-degree angle to the right of the battalion. The adjutant will face the pivot flank, the left flank of the leading company, ready to collect reports. While the battalion is under arms, whether assembled for parade, inspection, or exercise, officers will not quit their companies or collect in groups. The adjutant will collect the reports, starting with the first company, following the line of officers to which the officers deliver their reports, open and unfolded, during which time the music is allowed to play. The adjutant will place the reports in numerical order, ready to present them to the commanding officer of the battalion. The adjutant will then call the parade to attention, fix bayonets, wheel the battalion into line. The parade thus formed will await the commanding officer of the battalion. When the commanding officer of the battalion appears, the adjutant draws his sword, has the battalion receive the commanding officer of the battalion with carried arms, and goes up to him to know his pleasure. After the adjutant presents the commanding officer of the battalion with his reports, he, if not engaged otherwise, will take post on the left of the battalion. When the battalion maneuvers are finished, the commanding officer of the battalion will make the men unfix bayonets, stand at ease. The officers sheathe their swords. He then signals the adjutant to dismiss the battalion. The battalion will be generally dismissed with the officers marching their companies by file, right flank leading, to their private parades. But should it be dismissed on the spot, officers will be previously directed to fall out and the parade broken off by the adjutant or the sergeant major. The following words of commands are used to dismiss the battalion. So the battalion is called to attention. Show to arms. By right of companies to the rear file, on which the whole face to the right, except for the leading and command files, who face to the right about, and then march. The whole step off together, discharge to the rear, and proceed to their respective company streets or private parades. Anyway, that's a bit of a rundown of sort of the order of parade as well as the morning routine. So again, in the morning, we're looking at 8:30 a.m. unit commanders meeting, 9 a.m. senior NCO briefing, 9:15 a.m. unit morning orders, 9:45 dressing bugle. 9:50 would be drummer's call, and this is when companies assemble on the private parades or company streets, for 10 a.m. when the battalion assembles. Thanks.